but I just have to brave this and try to do it, because the only other option is to risk doing nothing.
On my 600-pound life, emotions run high, but some moments catch everyone off guard. What starts as a normal appointment or conversation can suddenly spiral into an emotional meltdown no one saw coming. These are the raw, unfiltered breakdowns that left even Dr. Now speechless and viewers glued to their screens. This is Megan's story. Megan doesn't find it too difficult to get up from her bed, but every time she wakes up, she feels like it's going to be her last day on Earth. She's grown so fat that she thinks her body is finally ready to give up on her. Will she make it through her weight loss journey? Well, here is how her story begins.
Most days I feel like I won't, because with all the weight I have on me and the pain and aches it gives my whole body, I feel like I'm a prisoner in my own body.
Trying to imagine the pain she feels every morning when she wakes up is almost impossible. Megan had to move in with her mom just so someone could help her do the basic things she should be able to do on her own. That's sad for real.
After I get dressed, it's the first thing I want to do every single day. My mom makes me breakfast and I can't wait for it.
Let's just say her major problem is her mom. Megan's mom knows that her eating habit is bad, but she just doesn't want her daughter to feel bad. Sadly, the only thing that gives Megan some form of happiness is the same thing that's killing her: food.
On days when I feel up to it, I go to the grocery store with my mom. And it's really the only thing I ever go out for anymore. And it's like Christmas Day for me. Being around all that food and all those options.
She can drive herself? That's surprising. For a second there, I wasn't sure she would fit into the car. She says that the only reason she goes out is to pick up some groceries and get some food. Wow.
It's the best place in the world to me, and I wish I could get everything I have a craving for, but we can't afford that, so I have to be selective.
How do you eat so much and still have the craving to eat sweet things? Does she know that it's unhealthy? Working around is already like the hardest thing for her to do. The least she can do is at least cut down on the sweet things she eats. Jeez, it almost feels like she doesn't want to be better.
Emily and Ashley was mean to Megan because she had a different father than them, and they didn't want Megan to be in the picture. They didn't like that.
Things just got worse between me and my sisters as I got older.
What did she just say? She was already weighing 250 pounds at the age of 10? Yo, I wasn't even weighing 100 pounds at that age. Why do parents always allow their kids to eat so much, knowing it can become very addictive? It makes no sense for real.
My weight, and I hated school. I never wanted to go because of that. It was like there was nowhere safe I could go anymore, except to food. And when I was 17, it got to be where I couldn't take it. So I just wanted to leave to be with my dad after that.
Already 600 pounds? Wow. Looks like the mom wasn't particularly the problem. Megan felt the comfort of her dad because he always allowed her to eat whatever she wanted. The moment her mom put some restrictions on her eating, she went straight to her dad. Now look how that turned out for her.
So I was getting to a really bad place and I just kept going on that road, and eventually I realized I had to stop. And I called my mom and asked her if I could move back with her, and she said I could.
She did not just say that. 9 medications a day is crazy. How can someone be on 9 medications a day due to excessive food intake and still eat like she's going to lose her life if she doesn't eat? Unbelievable. In Megan's world, food is everything.
The car ride there, my feet fall asleep while driving, and it just is a struggle with me getting in and out of the car a lot because it wears me out really easily.
Girl, the only miracle that's going to happen is if you get yourself to the gym or you stop eating like you steal the food. Hearing this, one would honestly think she has already given up and is ready for whatever might happen.
My mom got me an appointment that's in a few days, but we don't know how long it'll take us or how I'll handle the drive because I've never really done a drive like this.
She is right about that though. She's scared about the trip she's about to make heading to Dr. Now's hospital. But if we're being honest, the stress from the trip is way better than not doing anything at all.
I think my biggest fear right now is what Dr. Now is going to tell me, because if I get to Houston and Dr. Now says he can't help, it will be like a death sentence.
And there she goes again, wanting to eat. Ugh! Doesn't she get tired of food constantly going down her throat? Well, to be over 600 pounds, I don't think she sees it as a problem. Let's hope she makes her trip to see the doctor.
Megan?
And the only thing me and my mom will be able to do is go back home and just wait for me to die. So I'm nervous about that and about how all this is gonna go.
Wow. With all that eating, she's just a little over 600 pounds? I'm actually impressed. But one thing I know for certain is that cutting down that weight is going to be difficult for Megan. She loves food so much that it's impossible to see her losing any of her weight. Let's hear what the doctor has to say.
But you need to make healthy adjustments too, because it can be very hard for one person in the household to eat properly and the other person.
We were all expecting to hear that. Doctor Now tells her that she needs to lose at least 80 pounds of weight in 2 months before he considers her for surgery. The big question now is whether Megan is up to the task. We all know she loves food.
Me and my mom are back in Houston for my second appointment with Dr. Now, and I feel like I've done well with my weight loss over the past 2 months and that I should be at my goal today, but I don't know what the scale's gonna show, and that's the only thing I'm nervous about.
And boom, she did not meet her target. But we've got to hand it to her. She managed to shed some of her weight, but just wasn't able to meet her target for surgery. She needs to apply more pressure if she really wants Dr. Now to consider her for surgery.
I still have it and I read it.
How much of did you read?
I've read it like partially.
So you really haven't read it much carefully, right?
She read partially? That's honestly disgusting to hear. I mean, Dr. Now gave her everything she needed to cut down on her weight, and she decides to pick the one she feels she should? It's really annoying because she knows better than to skip anything.
I know how important it is for me to lose as much weight as I can, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes and work as hard as I can to show Dr. Now I can handle weight loss surgery.
Now look at Megan go. She really wants to get rid of the excess weight so she can meet her target weight. She registered at a gym, and it's really good to see that she's doing everything she needs to do to be better. Good one, Megan.
Now that you weighed, you understand that?
Okay, yes.
So what else did you change?
I've also been walking a lot more. I take my dogs on walk, or my dog on walks.
Okay.
That is just sad. Even with her going to the gym, she still hasn't met the cut for her weight loss journey. And what's even more annoying is that it's her fault. She still eats the way she wants, and now she can't meet her goal. It's annoying, if we're being honest.
But right now, I just want to be with my dad before I move. And I don't think one meal is going to throw off all my progress. The pizza's here.
And just like that, she's back with the same person who allows her to eat the way she wants. It honestly feels like she wants to give up on her weight loss journey. Her goal is to reduce the way she eats, but instead of that, she's eating like she's going to die if she doesn't. Jeez.
I don't know. I think I'm doing well, so I'm not sure why I'm not losing more.
Okay. Well, my concern is, let's see, you are only, 25?
Yes.
Even Dr. Now can't hide the fact that her conditions are too much for her not to be losing any weight. He even says that Megan's health conditions usually occur in people over 50 years of age. Guess what? She's just 24. That's just sad, honestly.
And I just really wish I had more support from her right now. Instead of helping me, she's making it a lot harder than it needs to be for me. That stuff should never be around me.
Aha! So the problem isn't Megan. The problem is her mom, and it is disgusting to see what she's doing. Knowing that her daughter is on a weight loss journey, she keeps eating junk food and keeping it in places where Megan will see it. It's almost as if she doesn't want her to lose any weight. Ew.
How y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good. Well, how are you getting along, Megan?
Good.
All right. Well, I'm proud of you for losing another 30 pounds.
Thank you.
That has to be a big blow to the chest for Megan. The doctor gets her to run a few tests, and sadly, she is not healthy enough to have surgery done. I don't even know what to say. This is just sad. Will Megan ever be able to lose weight?
Get to a healthy place very soon. You got that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, I'll see you in the hospital.
And now, we have Destiny's story, and it's going to make your jaw drop from your mouth, trust me. Destiny is a transgender female who weighs over 600 pounds. Her life is a nightmare that she has to live through every single day. She feels like someday her body is going to make her completely useless. Do you think she stands a chance of being saved by the doc? I guess we'll find out. Here is how her weight loss journey begins.
My mobility is really limited. I can only take maybe 5 steps and I'm out of breath.
So being as big as I am is making it impossible to have a normal life.
Imagine being so fat that you could get stuck in the bathtub while having your bath. That is insane. Sadly, that's the life Destiny lives. She even says that the most she can do is take 5 steps before she starts to run out of breath. I definitely do not want to be in her shoes.
To give me peace of mind, knowing I have help if something does happen. Nuna, can you bring me a towel, please?
Put it on your bed, I'll bring it to you.
I need one on my bed and hand me one, please.
Even her sister knows that she can't leave Destiny to stay all by herself. At least Destiny has someone who's there to look out for her and assist her with basic things. It would have been hell if she was all by herself. I wonder how she got this fat.
Food is the only happiness I have in my life. It's my escape. And when I have something that tastes good in my mouth, all I care about is that I feel good. And my life doesn't seem that bad in that moment.
That way of life is going to get you killed, Destiny. You can't want to eat all day every day for the rest of your life. I mean, does she know she's hanging on by a thread? 1 or 2 more years of this lifestyle and things could turn out for the worst. Jeez.
So eventually, that lifestyle caught up with her and social services got involved. And all 3 of us ended up in foster care by the time I was 4. And my mom was forced to give up custody of us. But she struck a deal that allowed her to still be a part of our lives.
That's rough, honestly. Growing up in that state must have been really tough on Destiny and her brothers. Her dad left her and her mom, and she and her brothers ended up in foster care. Most times you can't blame these guys when they rely on food as their coping mechanism. It gets really rough sometimes.
A couple years after I was put in foster care, my mama, she had to go to jail for a couple years.
Eventually, I started getting in trouble from shoplifting. I had to do time. I did 3 years.
So during that time, everything felt so much lonelier.
That would most certainly break her heart. Imagine not being able to talk to your mom every day. As if that's not enough, she gets separated from her brothers, the only family she had left. Heartbreaking, if you ask me.
The only thing I could trust to be there for me was food. So I just kept eating and gaining even faster. And by the time I was 15, I had made it to being over 350 pounds.
It seems like opening up about being gay was not in her favor at all. The moment she did, everyone abandoned her, and she felt more alone than she ever had. One can only imagine the trauma that built up in her head because the people she thought cared about her did the exact opposite.
Me and Anthony had gotten close as brothers while I lived with my mom, and so we had moved out on our own together. So I needed to pay my fair share of the rent and got different jobs at a few places.
Damn! It's like the trauma just doesn't end in Destiny's life. It's from one heartbreaking thing to the next. After going through all of this, she ends up losing her brother? Ouch! That's a straight bullet to her heart.
So we're staying in Houston for the night and then coming back. But it's still gonna be a lot for me, so I'm really nervous. And a lot of things are going through my head. I'm nervous that if Dr. Now doesn't take me as a patient, I wouldn't have anybody to help me with my weight loss journey. So when I think about the doubt and him not taking me,
a very bold step, I must say. She knows deep down that if she keeps eating the way she does, she might not like her life in the next couple of months. Good one, Destiny. That doesn't erase the fact that she's scared that Dr. Now might not accept her for surgery.
But whatever happens and however much I weigh, I just hope I get the help I need today. And the only thing that really has me scared is the possibility that Dr. Now could say he doesn't think he can treat me.
She could not have said it any better. Yes, she's a little over 600 pounds, but that's still a very high number. I'm pretty sure Dr. Now is going to tell her the exact same thing. But the big question now is, can she really get rid of all of this weight?
So what is the problem that you want to address? Because you're not giving me the impression you're very interested in losing weight.
Well, I do, but I have a lot of, I've been through a lot, and I think I have a lot of emotional eating problems.
You just have to love Dr. Now when he speaks facts. She might have been through so much, but eating to the level where she can't do anything by herself is just outrageous. She's lucky she can still get up from the bed, if we're being fair.
We're gonna get you on a 1,200 calorie diet, which is gonna be eating 400 calories per meal.
Okay.
High protein, no carb diet.
Yes, sir.
Let's hope she's able to get all of that into her head. She tells the doctor that her major challenge is that she runs to food anytime she feels sad, depressed, or even stressed about anything. Well, all that's going to end is she really wants to lose weight.
And it's been hard to change all that and adapt, but I have been working at it. And I do feel like I'm making progress. My clothes feel like they're fitting a little better, and I'm looking smaller, so I feel good about that.
For someone who likes to eat a lot of junk, Destiny is surprisingly doing really well with her eating. Since her visit with Dr. Now, she's been eating more proteins and vegetables. Impressive. But is this going to be enough to cut down her weight?
And whether or not I hit my goal, and then whether I get approved for weight loss surgery like I need. But I've worked so very hard for this. And I'm just hoping that all that work is reflected on the number the scale gives today.
I guess we spoke a little too soon. She dropped some weight but is still miles away from reaching her weight loss goal for surgery. One thing I know is that Dr. Now is not going to be happy when he sees that weight.
Right now, it seems like you don't, because you're not showing me there is any real desire with you to put any effort into saving your life. So if you want to move forward, it's very simple. Show me the progress you need to make.
Okay.
And that's the doc standing on business. He's giving her one more chance to meet up with her weight loss goal so he can approve her for surgery. If she fails to meet it this time, trust me, she is on her own.
Hi.
How you doing, love?
Good. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too.
And whenever you're ready, you can go right on in and have a seat wherever you're most comfortable.
Okay.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. What was your life like growing up?
Oh, Lord. Disaster. My mom, she gave me and my two brothers up.
I guess she's taking it a step at a time now. Sadly, she failed to meet her goal a second time, and Dr. Now referred her to see a therapist who would help her to feel like herself again. Seems to be working so far.
Good up, y'all. We're just gonna do a little follow along, down, and this time we're gonna go up, and we're gonna go forward. So point your toes forward and roll on up, okay?
I'm feeling really good. I do feel like a confident and sexy woman right now.
Now that is mind-blowing. Who knew she could carry her body like that? Looks like her appointment with the therapist paid off pretty well. She feels good in her body. Let's hope she can meet her weight goal this time around.
Destiny?
Because it's so important. I get weight loss surgery today. If I don't, I'm gonna end up eating myself to death. And that can't be how it all ends for me.
Not her target, but it's pretty impressive. She did clutch down on her weight, if we're being honest. Coming down from 600 pounds down to this is not an easy goal. But is Dr. Now going to be impressed?
Show me. The recent progress is not temporary, okay?
Okay.
But if you don't lose weight, we're not gonna do your surgery. We're gonna cancel it, okay?
Okay, yes, sir.
To be fair, he doesn't seem to be mad at all. She did make some pretty decent progress. He still wants her to lose some weight before her surgery, but he is confident that she's going to make the cut.
I'm getting a little nervous now that I'm going in, but I'm still mostly excited. This is a very important step for me because it's gonna help me lose a lot more weight.
Sarah is getting to a breaking point with her current weight, and she's just waiting for the day she's not going to wake up at all. Every day she thinks of how she allowed herself to become so fat, and it makes her sad and depressed. What's worse is that making choices to change for the better seems like an impossible choice for her. This is how Sarah's story begins.
And just walking hurts because of all the strain on my body. My knees hurt, my back hurts, my ankles sting, even my shoulders hurt from all the weight I'm carrying.
Imagine the hardest part of your day being the fact that you have to take a shower. Wow, Sarah's condition is so bad that she can't even walk up the stairs. She has to crawl her way to her room because her feet hurt anytime she stands.
And it's embarrassing to be a grown adult who still needs to be bathed by their mom. But what's even worse is I know soon I won't even be able to make it up the stairs.
That's something you can't argue with. Being this fat is taking a toll on Sarah's life. She basically can't do anything for herself, and she relies on her mother to help her with the littlest things. At least she has a mom who wants to be there for her baby girl. That's good.
I get dressed as fast as I can, but then I have to try and make it back downstairs. And it's the scariest part of my day because I'm terrified I'm gonna fall.
Wow, looks like food is the only thing that gets Sarah through the day. Once she's done having her bath, the only thing she looks forward to doing next is eating the food her mom prepared. I wonder how things got this bad. Sarah is still so young.
And for a brief moment, all the pain and all the misery of my life is gone. And it's joy, excitement, happiness, all wrapped up in one.
That is nothing short of sad. Sarah's mom says that she feels one type of guilt because she keeps feeding her, and she knows it's not good. What's worse is that it breaks her heart to see her daughter in her current situation. That's just heartbreaking.
And we couldn't afford a lot. So my mom had a limit to what I could eat, and she would never let me have more than a second plate unless I was to get up and sneak it real quick while she was in the living room.
200 pounds at the age of 8 is mind-blowing. Looks like all the snacking she was doing a major number on her weight. Sarah says that she would always sneak food. She didn't want her mom to catch her, so she would shove it down her stomach before stepping out.
But with how big I was getting, she started to catch on.
I would find wrappers and dishes that she left behind, and that's when I realized she was sneaking at night.
But at that point, my mom didn't try to stop me because she got married and we just didn't spend any time together.
At least we know one thing for sure. Sarah did not like her stepdad one bit. Her mom says that Sarah never got along with her stepdad because she felt like he came into the picture to steal her mom. Seeing that Sarah couldn't have her mom all to herself, her best friend became food.
But that relief didn't last long because my mom got remarried to my other stepdad within months of my first stepdad leaving. I felt angry because I didn't want to go through what I went through with the first stepdad. It was a fear.
Wow. Sarah's mom definitely has the worst taste in men. Sarah says that her mom would always remarry, and the men she ended up with were always emotionally abusive. This just fueled her drive to always want to eat since it felt like her mom was always absent.
I was getting ready to go to school, but I wasn't getting dressed fast enough, so my stepdad told me to just wear my nightgown, and I said no. And all of a sudden, he held me down on the bed, and he was pushing me and shaking me, and he was just so angry.
It's honestly sad that Sarah had to go through all of this. I can't even blame her for picking food over anything else. It was as if throughout all her childhood, her mother just chose to never be present in her life.
I know I'm getting to a breaking point. I can feel my body getting worse, and to a point where soon I'm not going to be able to go on. And I know what's going to happen.
Poor Sarah. She understands that she needs help, and that's a good first sign. She just hopes she finds help as soon as she can, so she doesn't eat herself to death. Looks like she is about to make a bold step that will change her life forever.
It's necessary because if Sarah doesn't do this, this might be her last chance, and she's not gonna have a real life if she doesn't lose weight.
And just like that, her journey begins. Sarah is heading to Houston to see Dr. Now. Getting her into the car was not an easy task, but she pulled through. Hopefully, she makes it to the hospital in one piece. But it's good to see that she's making an effort to be better.
Because what happens today is going to determine my whole life. And it's scary not knowing what to expect. And I don't want to know where my weight's at now. But I'm here to try and change my life.
Wow, that's actually a very high number. Sarah has made it to the hospital, but she is scared that her weight will make the doc reject her. She weighs 642 pounds, and if we are being honest, that's a pretty heavy number. But let's see what the doc has to say.
So you're going to need to follow a 1,200 calorie a day, high protein, low carb diet. Then I'll give you 2 days, okay?
You can always bet on Dr. Now to be nice during the first meeting. Oh well, the doc wants her to lose 30 pounds within the next month. He also wants her to stop snacking and actually start to eat healthier foods. Thankfully, her sister is going to be there to help.
I wasn't able to make it to my last appointment, so I called and asked if I could have a little more time. He asked me what was going on, and I told him.
Seems like she is at a crossroads. As you can see, Sarah has been working on herself, and it's impressive to see that she's burning down some weight. The only problem is that she needs to move down to Houston, but no one wants to move down with her to Houston.
I'm headed to see Dr. Now for my follow-up appointment, and I'm extremely nervous. So much is riding on this, and I just know with all the tension between me and my mom and how hard it is for her to be down here.
Yup. That's very disappointing and sad at the same time because she actually put in the work to lose some weight. But let's not blame her. Her family hasn't been very supportive with her weight loss journey, and it looks like it's starting to affect her.
At least 20-30 minutes twice a day. You think you can make all those changes?
Yes, I can.
That's good, because you have to do this.
I'm gonna lose the...
All right, I see you both in a couple of months.
Sounds good.
As expected, Dr. Now was not pleased with her result. Dr. Now believes that she's making up excuses, and she doesn't want to understand that losing weight is not an easy thing to do. If she doesn't start being serious, she might not lose weight at all.
Especially in this weight loss journey, it's how can I be a support, but I don't want to enable you in things that aren't healthy.
Well, that definitely sucked. Therapy didn't go so well. Sarah is still hurt that her mother can't remember the most painful moments from her past, and it breaks her heart that the one person she relies on can't even be there for her emotionally. That's sad.
Because I'm about to find out if I've lost my weight loss surgery.
Sarah is feeling very nervous because she cheated on her diet a couple of times.
I think the doc is also not going to like this result. Sarah has lost only 14 pounds, and this is her third appointment with the doc. There's a high chance that she could lose her chance at getting surgery. Could this be the end?
Morning.
Right.
How y'all doing?
Good.
So you remember we had a deal. You lose 40 pounds, we'll do your surgery. Not, we're gonna send you home.
Okay.